Hi, my name is Emily Howe. I'm a civil engineer. Sim racing is my passion, and I'm currently competing in Screen to Speed. So I've been in the sim racing since probably I was about 3 or 4 years old. Sim racing is very much one-to-one with real life racing. Most of the real life teams are now moving to sims to do their engineering work, to do their preliminary work. I believe Kelly Moss has their own in-house sim, who are one of the partners behind Screen to Speed. So there is this massive overlap between sim racing and the STEM side of racing in general. The online aspect of it over the past 10 to 15 or so years has really transported it to the top level of esports. And really the biggest change came in 2020 during COVID, when all the real life series got locked down and weren't racing. They moved to sim racing. And so all of a sudden you had this influx of hundreds of thousands of people moving to sim racing. And then all of a sudden, NASCAR, V8 supercars, IndyCar, they all had this presence within sim racing where they brought their real life drivers in real life teams, etc. That was racing for a solid 6 months to a year, where the travel restrictions and, just the general lockdown meant that sim racing became racing. If you had that engineering degree and say you're in Kansas, a lot of the times you have to pick up a move either across the country to Charlotte or across the country to Indianapolis or out to California to work one of these race teams in their shop. And it's just a very big barrier. And within those barriers within the STEM field, the engineering field is very, very male dominated, and it's very hostile to people of color and to women and to trans people and the gender non-conforming people. And so a lot of people who would be very, very good engineers and very, very great in the STEM field just get pushed out of it before they're even able to showcase their knowledge and their talents. There is a massive financial barrier between sim racing and just getting into real life racing. Cars, licenses, equipment, that's tens of thousands of dollars. And even more so, the barriers of just social barriers when you're a woman or when you're trans or gender non-conforming. When I came out as trans 2 years ago and started transitioning, I thought that I would be alone on an island and that basically all my prospects in the future within sim racing would dry up. But Prismatic Motorsports was formed last year, which is a sim racing team for gender non-conforming and trans people. And so through Prismatic, we've been able to gather over 100 people within our community and have 16 drivers in our roster. And we now compete, and we're visible, and now we're able to showcase our talent as trans people and to be able to break those barriers down collectively.
It's all about Keith Zieserman and Emily Howe at the front of this grid. Let's get underway.
It's an honor to me, even in this niche, sort of corner of the internet and within sim racing, to have an opportunity to be visible for the next generation. Because this is the first time I've really seen within sim racing a platform for women, And in the real world side of things, we had Formula W the W series that was able to showcase women within the real life racing. But this is the first time that I've really seen, women get a really nice platform within sim racing. I love competing, and I love being able to compete with people like me and just, see who is truly the best. For me, it's just competition. I'll compete in anything.